Hey, what's up everyone? Claudia here. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk to you guys today about working on your weaknesses. You know how people say like work on your strengths, use your strengths. But I was thinking the other day, I was driving. These are the kind of conversations that I have with myself. And I was like, what is more important, strengths or weaknesses? And even though I truly believe that using our strengths and leveraging our strengths is so important for us to be successful in life, for us to build solid relationships and really grow our business and grow our income and our knowledge and all these things, I also think that working on our weaknesses is so important. So I was driving and I was listening. I asked myself, what are my weaknesses? What are the things that I have to work on? What are the things that I should probably build up on so that they don't hinder me in life? I came up with a very simple 4-step system. And I wanted to share this with you because it really has been helping me for these last few months. And I thought that maybe it would do the same thing for you. Step number 1 is to acknowledge the weakness. It's so important. If you don't acknowledge the weakness, it's always going to be there. You're never going to be able to do anything about it. You're not going to ever do anything about it. It's always going to be present. And so even though it's so obvious, it really creates the foundation for the rest of the process. I do want to share one of my weaknesses that I was using as I was driving. That way, maybe you can either relate to it or you can use it in the same way and apply it to yourself. One of my weaknesses was networking. If you were to ask me straight up, that would always be my first answer. And I didn't know why, but it was always it. And so let's go down to step number 2. Step number 2 is to figure out how this weakness is hindering you from living the life that you envision, living the life of your dreams, living the life that you desire. In my case, if I can network, I can build relationships. I was always going to be a business of one. I was always going to be shy or introverted or not be able to approach people and never reach my full potential in my business, in my relationships, anything like that. For step number 3, I want you to think about the real reason why that is a weakness. And so as I was driving, I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, if networking is my weakness, why is it a weakness? And I thought, well, I don't like asking people for help. If I go grocery shopping with someone, I'm always the one who carries all the groceries. If I go eat out with someone, I'm always the one who wants to pay the check. I'm always the one who likes to be in that sort of control. So I thought, wait, that doesn't even matter. All of those scenarios have one thing in common. And it's the fact that I felt unworthy of people's time, people's knowledge, and people's money. And that is where the weakness comes from. It wasn't even networking itself. It was the fact of feeling unworthy, inadequate, undeserving of people's time, people's energy, people's knowledge, people's money. And so that is why whenever I am with them, I will carry the groceries because you went with me. So I'm going to pay you by carrying the groceries. Hey, you just spent an hour or 2 or 3 with me at dinner. I'm going to pay because that is my way of telling you that I appreciate your time and your conversation. And I thought that it was a very negative and a very toxic way to address my relationships, to communicate and to interact with people. And so I had to work on step number 4, which is really working on step number 3, working on that real, on that true underlying reason for why that weakness exists. I wasn't going to work on networking. I was going to work on feeling adequate, on feeling deserving, of feeling like I belong. And so for that, I had to work on myself. I had to work on my knowledge. I had to improve myself in every single way. I'm telling you, I worked on myself physically when it comes to my hair and my teeth and the way that I dress and my body and working out. I also worked on myself when it came to personal development. I made sure that I would learn and apply and feel so certain and so secure in the value that I bring to people. That way, whenever I need to ask somebody for something, insight, advice, orientation, I know that whenever they need me, I'm going to be able to reciprocate because I know my stuff and I know my value. And so that is what it came down to. And I suggest that you do the same. A lot of times people tell me, Claudia, running is my weakness. Running is my weakness. I don't know how you run so much. Running is my weakness. And I'm thinking, okay, how is running hindering you from living the life that you desire. And they'll say, okay, well, I can't go out with my kids whenever they want to run or whenever they want to play soccer, or I'm not being a good example for my children, or I just can't have an active lifestyle with my family, or my body doesn't look the way that I want it to look. And it's just affecting me overall. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the real reason why you don't like running? I just don't like it. No. What's the real reason why you don't like running? And they're like, well, let me think about it. Okay, so one day, whenever I was in seventh grade, my basketball coach, we lost the game and he punished us and he made us run. And my crush was there and I was last and I felt embarrassed. And since then, I don't like running. That's the real reason. That embarrassment, that inadequacy, right? And so, with that, just work on that. Let's work on that. Let's work on feeling deserving of being okay with being last, as long as you are improving on yourself, as long as you're working on yourself. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. It's so powerful. Whenever I really came up with this, guys, I am being very serious. I was driving in my car and I was just breaking down everything. And it was so amazing to be able to like treat myself like an actual onion, peel one step at a time, one little layer at a time, really dissect the entire situation. And whenever I did, I saw so much value in it, and I applied it with different other weaknesses. I applied it in other different areas of my life, and I wanted to share this with you. So I hope that you find this helpful. I hope that you're able to share this with somebody who you know could benefit, because at the end of the day, we all have weaknesses and we can all work on them so that we can live our best life possible. Keep using your strengths, keep working on your weaknesses. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to be your best version. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.